Let's talk about entitlement.
Let's talk about it.
Entitlement is a disease of the heart, ladies and gentlemen, and it's contagious. But I think we've really got to have a conversation with entitlement, not just in our community, in the whole world. But let's start with our community.
Yes.
Man, it's pretty amazing how people. You know what? I think people have unrealistic views of themselves.
For sure.
And what I mean by that is that awareness in the marketplace is vitally important, right? Like I think people lack awareness of their value in the marketplace. Meaning, everybody's the most important person in their life, to themselves, which is understandable because a toothache to you is more important than a tsunami in Indonesia, right? Because that directly affects you. That's on your mind. You're thinking about it. You can't sleep. You know what I'm saying? So everybody is self-centered on a certain level, and that's okay. That's human nature. But it's also important to have some level of self-awareness to know your value and your current position in the marketplace and to be humble about it, right?
And where you rank.
Meaning, sometimes people will look at themselves in a light that nobody else looks at themselves in. Right? And that leads to disappointment because it's like, damn, like you ain't do this for me. You ain't put me on here. You ain't do this. You ain't do that. But it's like, you're not even thinking about that person because to you, they're not even on your radar.
Yeah.
Respectfully. Right. But the entitlement thing is really disturbing because it's like you work to build a platform. You work to do something. You work to actually be in a position. And then people think that the work that you put in is their red carpet and entry. They want to bypass all of the work that you put in. They want to bypass all the sacrifices. They want to bypass all the sleepless nights and say, okay, you built this house. You built the house with your bare hands. It took you 5 years to build this house. You had to go through rain, permits. You had to go through all of this. Why don't I have a bedroom inside your house?
No, the master bedroom. And you sleep in the guest room. You built it, but I want the master, my boy. Crazy.
Like, think about how crazy that is. Think about somebody being mad because they don't have a place inside your house, or they don't have 24 access to your refrigerator, or they don't have keys to your house. And it's like, bro, this is my house.
Yep. Best piece of advice I can give to anybody out there who wants to be critical is advice that I took. When Jury first introduced, because I know some of y'all want to rewrite history on who introduced me to Troy and Rashad. When Jury introduced Troy and Rashad to me, she came back to me and said, hey, he wasn't familiar, but it could happen. The first thing I did was say, oh, my boy familiar? Sincerely, Ian Dunlap, the master investor, and posted like crazy. A lot of y'all don't have no catalog for what y'all be talking about. I'm going to be real. The entitlement is there because the money and actual success in real life is not there. I've noticed the people that have actually accomplished it don't have that much entitlement. I would like the opportunity to Bay boy, it's been 5 years. You would be much better suited investing for the next 5 years opposed to talking about me. Because when I went on Google, right, 10,000 views pay like what, $300? If you send me a cash app, I'll bless you. But a lot of y'all have entitlement over work you have not put in. Whether my take is off-putting or Rashad take is off-putting, we put on for ourselves first. Some people hit me like, yo, why haven't they replied? Do more work to get there. Also, too, I'm going to say this. Quit trying to come at the finish line and then want to bleach on and bandwagon. Yo, I want to go in. When you go on stage in the Vest Fest, no, I done did 700 shows to get the right to be like, yo, can I get a 3 p.m. slot, please? Sunday, right? No, do the work. Get hot on your own. No.
Nah, it's real shit. And what it, be
be
what,
the best
man?
at your craft. I'm going to cut you off. Too many of y'all are talking all this like I'm elite, great shit because you have not accomplished but you're not best at your craft. You don't have to like me. When I came in, no one else black was talking about futures trading and investing together in tandem. And I was already independently financially wealthy from what I said I was doing. Be great at what you do. And then after you're great at what you do, find a way for that ecosystem to make some money off of your greatness. A lot of you just want to take. And the reason why a lot of you don't get quote unquote put on, because we can see the snake in you before you even slither your ass around. But what do I know?
That's a fact. No, that's a fact. And that's real. Like, it's like, one of these things, speaking about InvestFest, I know it's become a cultural phenomenon and, people are excited to speak, but I don't think people fully understand, right? Nobody has to speak just because you feel in your mind that you've earned this spot. Well, that doesn't mean anything because you're not paying for it. It's not your event. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to get on some real, like, what it paid for. I'm about to get on some real bullshit. I'm about to get on some real bullshit these days. Cause you know what? You try to be nice and it gets thrown in your face.
It's
And
overrated.
nice guys finish last. If you haven't put no money up, if you haven't contributed, if you haven't helped the platform in any sense, if you haven't liked the picture and reposted, don't ever speak to me in life about what is owed to you.
Yeah.
Nobody knows you 9 times out of 10. And in the grand scheme of life, you haven't done anything. Like, this is the harsh reality that I'm speaking to a variety of different people. What have you done?
Mm-hmm.
What have we done? We've done a lot. What have you done? You haven't done anything.
Speaking of the Knicks, Madison Square. Hey, baby boy, I know you said you think that you affected my bottom line. I'm the only one in this space who shut down memberships for a year and didn't let nobody buy from me. Then I went to the Garden and I did some with Chase. Shout out to JP Morgan Chase and others, right? Who have been incredibly supportive of the brand. Listen, the critiquing is for those who have not created anything. It's not going to do what you want. And oddly enough, when y'all are too critical, that's when them organizations get. How do they get to BlackRock? Some of y'all hate sentiment leads to the push. Yeah, chasing. Let's do this then. Be mindful, be respectful, but be the best at your craft first, and find a way to help, or just make your own event.
And if you're a man talking about another man, it's embarrassing to be your woman. I'm so embarrassed for your girl, for your wife. I'm so embarrassed for her. I might just send her roses because I'm sure she got to be ashamed of the person that she picked to have children with, or the person that she picked to have a family with, the person that she picked to split rent with, because you talking about another man.
More than my girl talk about me. Hey, baby. And you know, when I get to send them flowers, it's about 400 or 500. Don't make me get upset. And send an Etoufflé Deluxe, motherfucker. What? Shipping right up from Petty. You know what I mean?
You lame.
But I get it.
And like you said, we talking about InvestFest. That's the biggest in the world. 40,000 people over the course of the weekend. Madison Square Garden. Market Mondays at Madison Square Garden. That's where the Knicks play. Royal Albert Hall. You never even been. These guys only heard about Royal Albert Hall because we played at Royal Albert Hall. You know who else played at Royal Albert Hall? The Beatles.
Adele.
The Beatles, bro. Like, what are we talking about, man? Come on, man. You deserve to be rich as a New York Times bestseller. Y'all gotta be honest with yourself. There's levels. There's levels in life. Stay at the lower level until you get to a higher level. But throwing rocks to the throne is only going to lead to you getting headaches.
For sure. And shout out to those who really cooking. Like, I'd be happy to see Chris Johnson at the game. Salute. I mean, Joe Budden seats. He and Joe Budden seats. Salute. Cool. Right? Fat Joe, be careful. Let's see what you're trying to do. It ain't working. Love you. Shout Jada. Shout JY. Ooh. I see you cooking, getting in the beef. But it's just, and I'll say this too, a lot of people want that moment. When I saw people who were doing well, like I remember I went to the Black Enterprise Conference. The next year I talked to people about speaking. They were like, hey, I was literally told, get more popular and then I'll allow you to speak. And now, shout to Black Enterprise. Shout to BET. You know, like, Work your craft until the world tells you you're so good that you cannot be ignored. So
you're lame. And that goes for men and women. You're
mhm.
lame.
But especially the men.
You're
Yeah.
lame.
Yeah. Speaking of what, you need some like vitamin C. You need a little scrub. Life look like it's been rough to you.
Yeah, you
But I
lame,
love
man.
you.